Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sander Kitchen Crash Course. I'm Alex. Pretty much anybody watching this video already knows who I am, but in case you don't, how's it going? I'm not cooking anything tonight. I told you guys in the Facebook group and in the description of my channel that this wasn't just going to be about food. It'll be food related, but I'm not cooking anything tonight. I am kind of doing like an unboxing slash review slash something to that effect. I'm just kind of telling you about a new product I have found that my wife went out and picked up as soon as she realized I was having a problem with those hot dogs the other day. And that is going to be the KitchenAid stand mixer attachment, the metal food grinder. So this is what I was using before. This is part of a, I think 3-pack, maybe 4-pack. Let me think. 6 or 7 years ago, my daughter Megan got us a good Christmas gift, and that's that KitchenAid stand mixer. And it was just, it's awesome. I use it almost every time I cook, whether I'm baking or stuffing hot dog casings, grinding meats, making pastas, slicing vegetables. I use this KitchenAid mixer for pretty much everything. And so after she got us the actual stand mixer itself, she bought us this pack of attachment accessories. And the one I was most excited about was the meat grinder and the sausage stuffer. And so this is the one that it came with. I had ground a couple of different kinds of meats, but I hadn't really put it through the ringer like I did over the weekend when I was stuffing sausages. The biggest flaw with this are the accessories that it comes with. So this primarily is a fitting wrench, and it takes, I guess we're going to call that a fitting. It takes your cap off, and this is how you access your grinding blade, and it's how you access your the size that you want your ground meat to be. So it has a smaller size and a bigger size. And the internals, the externals, everything about this is plastic except for the main shank that connects to the actual stand mixer itself. I imagine that the reason they had to make that metal was that they knew if it was plastic like this, then the internal gears of the mixer itself would just destroy it after just a minute or two of use. So the shank it's solid stainless steel. It's got a O-ring right here to prevent anything from going from this area to that area. Keeps everything clean. But I guess we'll call this an auger because it really does look like an auger drill bit. This feeder is all plastic. I mean, it's a hard plastic. I can't bend it like I can this stuff, but it's plastic. And so I really felt like I was having a hard time getting the meat in here and then through this mechanism to get to the blades, to get to the plate, I guess we're calling this, and then to get to the stuffer. But the biggest flaw with this guy is not, well, I guess the biggest flaw is not knowing how to put it together right. It's not the internal mechanisms. It's not as much the material they use to put this together. It's this piece of crap right here. Because not only does this, yes, tighten down your fitting, and like I found out if you watch my hot dog video, if I could link a video, I think it'll be here. Anyway, if you watch that hot dog video, you'll see how important it is that this fitting is super duper tight anytime you grind meat or stuff sausages or anything like that. Because the meat will come out around here and make a big gooey mess. Okay, fine. But this is a dual purpose. It's also your food pusher. And if we're just doing vegetables or maybe some pasta materials for the pasta rolling attachment, or really whatever, this is totally fine. But this is not a solid piece all the way through. This is solid on this end to match the size of this, okay? But it's not solid all the way through. So as soon as I started trying to stuff the sausages, my farce was just coming out from the top and getting gooey and coming all the way through here, just making a huge mess. And so after watching a couple of my favorite internet chef videos and my go-to YouTube resources, so I guess the two big ones are going to be You Suck at Cooking and Binging with Babish, of course, is the biggest end of the. He's just the best. Dude, you see this video, hit me up. This would be super fun. But anyway, none of them use this plastic piece. They all have this one that I'm about to show all you guys. And so, you know, it only took about, I don't know, 6-7 minutes of research trying to figure out where to purchase one of these locally. And of course, like the superhero she is, my amazing wife got some shoes on, ran right out to Best Buy, picked one up, brought it right back home so that I could finish stuffing the hot dogs and the casings and everything. And you know, it changed everything. I stuffed twice as many hot dogs in about 25% of the times it took me to do, you know, half of it with this guy. So I decided right then and there, it is so important to have quality tools in your kitchen. I might do a series on all of the different things that I use throughout my kitchen. I have some Pampered Chef appliances. I have some really good knives. One specifically, again, another shout out, Binging with Babish. Thank you, sir. You know, I have some good things, and I would love to provide to my audience some of the things that make my life easier, and the things that I like to use, the things that are enjoyable to use, and the things that I have that I absolutely hate but I'm using out of necessity. These are all different things I'd like to show you guys. This is not one of those scenarios. This is one of the things that I am like, oh, so good, so good. So without further ado, we'll get this all unboxed, and I'll kind of show you guys the different attachments and what they do and how they're used. All right, so we'll go ahead and grab a knife, and we'll get this brand new box opened up. Watch that. And the first thing you're gonna see when we open this up is something that they advertise on their website. I didn't realize it would quite be like this, but the packaging that this comes in is what it gets stored in. Everything has its own slot, it's got its own spots. It fits in there very nicely. If you have areas, most likely not in your kitchen, I mean, look how huge this box is, but if you have an area in the house or in your basement where you're storing your excess kitchen appliances and your different things, this fits really beautifully in my cabinet downstairs that we have. We have a really good IKEA cabinet. My wife is the queen of organization. I mean, like, I'm telling you right now, if I asked her where some kind of random, abstract, crazy thing is, she'd not only be able to tell me exactly where it is, and I'm talking like in this closet, on this shelf, halfway down 2 inches to the right, but she could also tell me the last time she had put it there, and when we're gonna be out next. I'm telling you guys, she's the most incredible human being in the world. I'm sure all of you guys think that your wife is the best wife on the planet, and I'm just here to tell you that, well, you're wrong. So here is the way this is stored. It's very beautiful. And so first thing we're gonna pull out of this box is the main attraction, the grinding attachment itself. And so one of the first things you'll notice is that the capacity is quite a bit different on these guys. I mean, this thing holds at least double what this can hold. And I think my wife has broken me or maybe fixed me. I don't know, that's debatable. I never used to look for things like this, but I noticed something else about this right away as soon as I pulled it out of the box. It comes apart for easy cleaning. Like, how awesome is that? It's awesome. So we'll set this guy aside, and we'll pull this apart and kind of show you the internal mechanisms. So this comes off. No need for a wrench to pull this fitting off because it's metal, and it doesn't work by compression like this one does. It just follows the grooves and it locks right in place. I mean, that's not coming off. Take that right off. So it already has a grinding plate in there, but those are really, really big holes. So before we move on to the rest of the internals, I'll show you. It comes with a large grinding plate, a medium grinding plate, and a fine grinding plate. Had I had this get up when I was actually grinding the meat for those hot dogs, I likely would have struggled a lot less. But this guy also has another plate in here that the plastic one didn't come with, an actual sausage stuffing plate. When we're using the, oh boy, oh yeah, there's this wrench here. That's why this is here. When we're using this guy, I'll kind of show you how the stuffing tube goes in. That's just annoying. Isn't that annoying? I'm annoyed, and I'm sitting here doing it. You can only imagine you're annoyed watching me. So when you do this, you got to take the blade out, and then grab your stuffing tube, and then get it on here with compression. The threads don't line up very well, so you really got to crank this thing on when you have this tube. But there's nothing in here that actually is feeding the farce into the casing. It's just the internal gears of this auger. It's the only thing pushing the food forward. Set that aside. I'll show you why this one's so much better. This guy, solid stainless steel auger, no brakes, no need for O-ring seals, because it's got a sealing mechanism actually inside this. Oh, there's a sticker on the bottom of this. We'll go over that one in a few minutes. But you know, so of course the auger is going to be more powerful because it's stainless steel and not plastic, so it's not going to bend or warp or give way to things that are extra stubborn. But this guy, as it's directing the sausage through, it's spinning with the rest of the unit. And so it's filling the sausage perfectly. So one of the other things this guy comes with are 2 different sizes of sausage stuffing cones, I guess we'll call them. And so you have your small cone and your big cone. This one's used for like hot dogs, breakfast sausage links, you know, smaller sausages. You would use a sheep casing on this one. This one is, you would use hog casings on this one, and you would use this to make bratwurst, summer sausages. I think you get the idea. And so with this plate on, this doesn't rely on compression to keep this cone in there. It actually fits perfectly, as I struggle with it, it fits perfectly on the inside of that fitting. So, perfect. I mean, I struggle with that 0. And I mean 0, 0. So you throw this in the front of your KitchenAid after you take the protective plate out. Throw this in front of your KitchenAid, screw it down, throw the hopper on there if we need some meat, and turn on. And so if there was anything coming in here right now, it'd be coming out the front. That auger is just turning beautifully. It's not really going anywhere. All right, way too technical, I get it. We'll put our blade back in. You can only go in one direction, so you can't mess it up. There we go. And then let's just keep this guy in there since that's the one it came with. Okay. Put this back on. Alright, so that's our grinder. Put this back in here. Now, I have not yet gone over the 2 best features of this get-up. The first is this food stuffer. Look how solid this is. Yes, it's plastic, but it's a hard plastic, kind of like the internal mechanism on the auger on the white one. And this, again, fits perfectly inside of this guy. In fact, I will take this out and show you. It fits. Quit laughing. It's not funny. It fits perfectly in here. Just nice and smooth. And you know, it's not It doesn't have any ridges, gaps, holes, or areas that could make it give way. The top is rubber, the handle is grooved, comfortable on your hand, and it really gives you a lot of downward pressure because guys, when you're grinding meat or stuffing sausages, this requires a lot more downward pressure than you would think. So that's one. The other great thing this thing comes with is a perfectly sized cleaning brush. This is something Pampered Chef is actually really good about, is including the right size cleaning brush with their appliances. But other than Pampered Chef and now KitchenAid, I've not really found a kitchen appliance manufacturer that does it this well. They've done fantastic with this, as well as Pampered Chef has. So this fits perfectly in here. I mean, it's got good resistance. You can pull this apart, take all your mechanisms out, everything gets cleaned. And that's really important because of this sticker that's on the bottom. Not dishwasher safe. Now, who in the world would think that this solid piece of stainless steel is not dishwasher safe? Well, let me tell you who wouldn't think that. I wouldn't think that. Because this is the one my wife bought. And this is the one that I used to stuff the sausages. And then of course, we were finished. Everything was clean. Here, let me get something. This is what it looked like when it came out of the dishwasher. Yeah. So reading is important, kids. And I was not careful with this. It just wasn't. And so I'm going to see if KitchenAid will be awesome and take this back. I'm certain that they will. I've owned it all of 2 days. All of the accessories are exactly where they go. All that being said, guys, I highly, highly recommend this attachment if you have a KitchenAid mixer. It'll do a lot more than just grinding meat and stuffing sausages. It'll grind up chicken meat if you want to do ground chicken in your tacos or in your what else would you put ground chicken in? I guess chicken helper? I don't know. Ground turkey's great if you want to have a hamburger alternative that's a little more lean and some would say is better for you. I mean, there's just so many uses of a countertop meat grinder and sausage stuffer. And I highly recommend it. I'll be utilizing mine far more often than I had when I just had the plastic one. And so that's kind of a brief unboxing, fun little review of the KitchenAid metal food grinder. If you guys have any questions or you have some additional feedback for me, feel free and hit me up. Go ahead and mention something in the comments, or you can send me a message either here or in the Facebook group. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for supporting the Facebook group. And guys, thank you so much for just hanging out with me and watching the content. This is stuff that I've been passionate about for a long time, and I'm really excited that we live in a digital age that I can get this content out to you guys. So we'll see you again next time on our next kitchen adventure.